Hey guys, good morning, evening, afternoon. It's Day by Day K. It's Karina here, your fitness instructor and fitness competitor, and I am here to talk to you about, as you saw in the video, planks. So if you're new to my channel, I just want to say welcome so much. I welcome you as well as my lovely buddy Coco, who you'll see in a lot of videos. So we're here chilling in my kitchen, which is the best place for me to record these videos. However, our planks are not going to be done in the kitchen, so don't you worry. So before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that this is one of the best moves to learn, especially if you're a beginner. And don't worry if you don't get it right away. The most important thing is that you practice it and you really focus on getting the correct form. This one is super easy to get the incorrect form, and once you wire your mind and your body to do it incorrectly, it's actually much harder to reconnect that and translate it into a proper position plank. So really watch what I'm doing in today's video, practice it at home, do it in front of a mirror, or record yourself just like I record myself in these videos, and make sure you have the proper form. Okay, planks are great if you don't have a gym membership. It's something you can practice at home. You literally need no equipment, and you will definitely get a great starting for strengthening your body. Okay, planks are great because they're also a really good foundational move for a lot of other exercises that we don't even realize. For example, when you're doing lunges, when you're doing squats, when you're doing shoulder presses, biceps, like honestly everything. Why? Because it helps strengthen your core. When your core is strong and able to stay tight throughout exercises, you're actually able to work other muscle groups a lot better because you're not swaying your body, you're not swinging. So even a bicep curl, if you're swinging yourself up with your bicep curls, your core is not strong enough, you're not getting the same benefits out of that exercise when you're, for example, keeping your core tight and you're really focusing on just like curling those biceps, the curls up. Okay, so in any case, without further ado, we're gonna get down to the plank floor, but as always, if you guys have questions, please feel free to send them to me. Even if it's after you've seen the video and you've watched it and you're still a little bit confused, feel free to let me know, and I'm definitely more than happy to help you guys out. And as always, if you know anyone else who could benefit from this information, make sure you send it to them, and of course, as always, like and subscribe. See you on the plank floor. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is align yourself so that you're in a plank position. Shoulders, elbows, and wrists are aligned, and your bottom is not too high and your back is not drooping either. So you wanna make sure in this position you should feel your core. Think about pulling your belly button into the spine, keeping your abs tight like when you're coughing or sneezing. Once you've got that, you can lift your feet off the mat, but you don't want to cross. So you saw me crossing them there. You actually want to uncross your legs. That's what I was demonstrating. And if you need to take it into a lower level, you're just going to bring your feet out wider like I did. Once you can hold that for about a minute, you're going to take your knees off the floor and go into a full plank. This is where people kind of start to get all wonky. So you want to make sure you're not arching your back or you're not drooping in those shoulders. If you are, you just have to you shouldn't be feeling this in your back. Lower back should be a lot of core. So notice here I did either neutral spine or even a little bit of a rounding in the back is okay. If you feel like you're lifting your bum high and you're not feeling the core, then your bum might be too high. Okay, so that's going to be option one. Once you can master that for about a minute, you can go onto your elbows. And the lower you go, the tougher it is. So again, you practice the knee version first. Try to avoid kind of like pushing yourself back. So I see a lot of the time people doing something like that. You want to make sure you're kind of in that plank position, so like a table, not like a table position. And then once you've mastered that, those feet come back onto the floor and you're going to lift yourself up. Again, make sure you're always breathing through this exercise, getting oxygen to all the muscles. So once you've mastered that, we can add on a couple of other variations to increase the length of time for how long you hold your plank. So if you're in a plank, you're holding it for a minute, but we want to get a little bit stronger, all you're going to do is just put one leg down on the mat, take a second, and then bring yourself back up. Instead of putting both legs down, this actually helps to strengthen your core a little bit quicker, just like a little trick I learned on my own there. And then you can do the same thing on the mat with your elbows on the floor. But also notice how my hands are placed when I'm on the floor here. My palms are apart. If you cross your hands across, that's okay as well. It makes it easier. Hands apart is going to be harder. Next, we're going to go into a side plank. So this one here, you want to make sure your hips are stacked, your knees are together, and you want to make sure your shoulder's not drooping. So that shoulder, you're pulling it away from your ear. You're coming up, shoulder and elbow are aligned, and pretend like a string is attached to your hip, pulling your hip up as high as it can go. Once you've got that, if you want to make it more fancy schmancy, you can add that arm up. If you're having a hard time balancing still, just put your hand on the floor for a bit. And practice this again for a minute. If again you feel that hip is drooping, bring it back up. Remember, if you're going through an exercise and it starts to feel easier, usually the body's trying to protect you. So you want to basically just take a break and then get back into it, because the body doesn't want you to feel pain, even if it's good muscle pain. This is another option here. So shoulder, elbow, and wrist are aligned. I'm just nice and tall here. You want to avoid this tripod move, I call it. So not bringing your feet apart, you're actually going to keep your feet stacked. And the purpose for that is that when you do that tripod move, it actually makes it easier for your core to balance. And now I'm going to show you on the elbow, same thing. And I'm going to show you another mistake that I see happening very frequently. So I'm here, and then notice my foot, how it's going to come down. My calf is going to kind of come towards the floor. You want to avoid that. If that's happening, go right back onto the knee one, because that's really hard on the knees. Your knees aren't meant to arch in that way. So if that happens, you definitely want to take it back to level 1. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this basic video. Again, I know it's super simple looking, but I definitely recommend trying it out. Get these moves down like 100%, and this is going to really, really help you on your fitness journey to get stronger in so many other exercises. So again, if you have any questions or comments on how to put this together into a little workout for yourself, let me know. Otherwise, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.